Yeah, there's a shitload. At Belmont and Halsted, there's a red light. Really, all the way down Halsted.
So there you go.
The Ferris wheel is fun.
Hey, Nick.
Hey.
Over here. I'm not going to stand up, sorry. But, quick question. Why was there both...
I'm not going to countenance your question as long as you stay in your seat.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Why was there both...
Don't make your parents hang their head in shame.
They don't know what I'm doing. Why was there both a veggie burger combo meal in the ice cream and pizza shop and the statement about veganism being for the birds in the movie?
Why is that the case?
Yes.
Because we tell the truth in our movie. There's truth in art. Also in jest.
While we're finding the next one, so given that the role was written for you, at what point in the process did you find that out? Was it like a, hey, I'm working on this thing, I think you'd be good for?
Yeah, he let us, he does that. He's writing a movie right now for my wife and himself and the guy from the pizza and ice cream scene, Alex Ross Perry. And that's kind of how he starts these days, is he'll say, he talks like this, hey Nick, Bob, I'm writing something for your wife, and there might be something small in it for you, if you would like to come get some more barbecue. So he called up and said, I'm writing something for you and Keith, and he starts sending you pieces, and you say, oh, that's funny, keep going. And he did.
Good producing.
Yeah, that was pretty much what I did. They got a producer credit.
Hi Nick, I'm Izzy. I just have a question for you. I really enjoyed this film and I really enjoy your work in general. What's the dream project for you? What would just make your life to be able to do? Like, is it a small theater company or a film? Or...
That's a good question. I'm developing a film right now that is sort of an homage to a lot of the characters I've enjoyed in my life. That I guess would be my dream project. It's a comedy based on like the vigilante heroes of the 70s. But I don't know, it's a tough question to answer. Kind of anything I get to do with my wife is kind of a dream project, whether it's on stage or TV or film. I don't know, a great many of the things I've gotten to do recently have seemed like dream projects. I feel like Parks and Rec is better than anything I could have ever dreamed. So I feel like if I get to do maybe some Chekhov plays from here on out, it'll work out fairly.
We got one down here.
Hi Nick, I just want to say I really enjoyed the film.
Thank you.
Longtime Parks and Rec fan. I also understand that you went to the University of Illinois. And as a fellow graduate from there, I was wondering, you know, maybe how your time in Illinois got you to where you are, just a funny story from back in school.
From the theater department?
Or whatever, just in general.
All right. Well, once I had grown to a full size and my cells began to metastasize, my nails and hair continue to grow. That's a good question. I guess the most poignant way I can answer your question is to say that I grew up in a really small town, working on my family's farm, and for the first few years in theater school, I felt like that was a deficit that I had against all the kids that were from Chicago or the suburbs, and they'd all already performed Shakespeare, and I was just discovering like the Beatles. But then I came to understand that my bucolic upbringing was my greatest asset. Everyone kept telling me to talk faster, and I I was like, yeah, but everybody's talking fast. Somebody's going to need a slow-talking guy at some point. And so I had the good fortune to stupidly and stubbornly kind of retain my Manuka demeanor, and eventually, as I got into Chicago and then to LA, it became more and more valuable because I was unique, rather than all the douchebags that were trying to act like the people on Friends, which was, that's what a lot of people do, is like, what's popular? Well, let me try and do that instead of what I think is great. So I stayed weird and smoked a lot of weed. And here we are. That's all it takes.
All right, we got time for a couple more questions. We got one coming from over here.
Hi, Nick. I just wanted to say, first of all, that I'm a huge fan. You have awesome work.
Thank you.
But also, I love watching you and your wife work together. I think that your performances together are always incredible. And I was just wondering, first of all, what is it like working with your best friend and your wife, and what projects you have coming up with her?
It's amazing. I mean, she is my best friend, but she's also my hero. My wife is like Carol Burnett or Lucille Ball to me, and I'm 11 years younger, and so when we started dating, and I would watch them make Will and Grace, I felt like I was in grad school, and it was unfathomable to me at the time that I could ever get a job like that, and so when eventually, and I got to like guest star on that, and I got to do little things, but as I sort of arrived in the arena where she and I get to behave as like a team of equals, I felt like I had graduated for the first time to the major leagues, and it's incredibly fun to get to be a comedy team making Amy Poehler nauseous with our violent lovemaking on a show. We have a really good movie coming out in June called Kings of Summer, which was just at Sundance, and it's just terrific. I'm really proud of it. What else do we have? We're doing a play in Los Angeles in the spring. I feel like maybe that's all the films we have. We've gotten to do a lot of films together, and I lose track. But I feel very lucky about that. But we'll have a lot more to come.
All right, we got one more right here.
Hi, Nick. I have two questions. First, do you remember the first thing that you said to your wife, Megan? And second, what is...
I think it was slower. No. Easy.
You'll have to forgive me, I'm very nervous.
You're forgiven.
I have two questions. Do you remember the first thing you said to your wife? And two, what is your spirit animal?
Okay, that was my answer. Slower. I was not admonishing you. I see what happened now. Your original rendition was perfectly great. You're hiding your nerves masterfully. And the first thing I said to my wife was, easy. That's chafing. That's the second thing. I don't know. What's my spirit? I don't know. Fucking awesome mastodon.
Muskrat or Mastodon? Both really good choices.
As we wrap it up here, I just want to thank you so much again. I have been asked by my administration let me make sure I get this right. If you're the type to do stuff on Facebook and all that stuff, you can like the film at Somebody Up There Likes Me. I feel like I'm filling my mouth with piss. Hang on. And if you're the type to do so, if you like the film, give it a good review at Rotten Tomatoes or IMDb. That's my report. I'm sorry. It's not for me.